friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 146. My name is Lori, and I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan, and I love to crochet, and I love to knit, and I've started another one. I love to, hold on, sorry. I've started a new hobby, and I love to cross stitch now too. So for all of the yarny goodness, all the Fiverr content, you can find all of that stuff linked down below, my social media, any yarns that I talk about, any patterns I talk about, they will all be linked down below in the description box in the show notes. So, yeah, how are you doing? Welcome, I'm glad you're here. So yes, it has been very hot. Our air conditioners have been running like crazy. I forgot to turn it off, so now it will be quiet for us for a while. So yeah, let me just tell you about some things that I've been doing lately. Last weekend, my husband and I went up to Michigan to see my parents. It was just a brief, quick trip. They're only 2 hours away. And it was just like a belated Mother's Day, Father's Day celebration. So, and then of course, because he's a pastor, we had to get back for church on Sunday. So, yeah. But yeah, it was a great time, and I did go to the yarn shop because when I'm there, when I go visit my parents, I always want to go to the yarn shop because they've got a really nice one up there. So yeah. Then this week, Wednesday, I worked remote, and I basically just had my phone on speakerphone, and I was working away doing stuff that I needed to for work, but I was also doing scheduling, like doctor's appointments and all kinds of stuff, getting stuff cleared away with insurance, all of that. And so like on Wednesday when I talked to my therapist, I was like, you'd be so proud of me. I spent all morning on the phone because I hate being on the phone. But I got some things scheduled. Dermatologist visit on Monday, which it needs to be done. It just needs to be done. I also scheduled an eye appointment for both Ryan and I. So like, I think I've talked about this before. So like when I'm editing a video, I've noticed like when I'm looking at a yarn label, I'm holding it further and further away, like trying to read it. And especially like, nail polish. So like trying to read the label of what this colorway is. Like I'm like having a hard time with that. This is, by the way, Sally Hansen Hurry Plum is the name of it. It is their quick dry stuff. Sorry, I really like this color. It's new. But anyway, I digress. So Ryan and I went on Thursday. Basically, my left eye, I'm having trouble seeing out of. So I'm getting readers. So those have been ordered. And I had to laugh because the guy, who was helping me pick the frames, he was just like, because of your rosy tone, you should get pink ones. And I was like, let me tell you a story. So when I was little, my parents were missionaries to Africa. And when we came back, it was right before my 7th birthday. So around this time of year, no, it's June. Why do I keep thinking it's July? It's June. I still got a whole month before my birthday. Anyway, so when we came back, we had to do all these physicals, get things checked, make sure everything was okay. And we had an eye exam, and while waiting, I found these pink frames that I really wanted. And when they came back and said, no, you don't need glasses, I was so upset. And so like I remember being in school and like I can't see the paper. I need those glasses. And Mom's like, no, you don't. You're fine. So now I'm getting pink frames for my readers. So I'm very excited about that. Like, I'm just excited to be able to like read things again. I mean, like with patterns and stuff, like most of the time I'm okay, but there are times when make sure I have great lighting so I can see, especially now that I'm cross stitching. Definitely need readers for that. And make sure I'm in really good lighting too. So yeah. Also, for the last few weeks, there's some friends of ours. We like to go to the baseball game together. We like to go to see the White Sox. And every time we've tried to go, it's been thunderstorms. It's like, yeah, we don't really want to go for that. So we were looking at the schedule and at the weather, and so this afternoon we are going to the White Sox game, and I'm very excited to go. It is going to be in the 80s, which is a lot cooler than what it has been, but it's still going to be hot and sweaty. For those of you that do Celsius, that's like high 20s, almost 30 degrees Celsius for you guys. And it's gonna be humid, so I didn't bother with makeup and just gonna take sunscreen with me and slather it all over. Depending on where we're sitting, we may be in the shade, hopefully. I'm praying that we get in the shade. So yeah, so I'm super excited about that. And I'm hoping that, I know this sounds so silly, but I'm really hoping that I could go to the Muir. So since Pope Leo has been elected the new Pope, and he is a confirmed White Sox fan, they have painted a mural on one of the decks. So I was like, I just want to go see the mural. So hopefully I get a picture with that. That'd be great. Oh, and the other exciting thing that happened this week, I got a new office chair. I know, it's the little things. So our fiscal year ends on Monday, and so we had some extra money, so we're like, okay, what do we want to do with that? And so like, two of my coworkers got new desks. They got the ones that you can stand, or so you can have a standing desk, or you can sit, depending on what you need. They actually got like new desks, so it's like a whole system. My other two coworkers, they got just platforms that they could put on their desks that they already have that can raise them up to stand. And the thought of standing to me is just, nope, I have no interest in doing that. Like, the thought of standing just makes my back hurt. Even though like I could sit down as soon as it starts hurting, I was like, nope, don't want that. I think all five of us, there's 7 of us on the team, but the other 2, they got nice new furniture because they're the VPs and associate VPs. The rest of us, we got like hand-me-down office chairs and stuff. So all 5 of us got new desk chairs. 3 of them got like the nice gaming chairs kind of thing. So like, especially for my manager, she has a lot of shoulder and back pain, so I totally get that. So yeah, and then me and the other coworker that got new chairs, but we didn't get them big expensive ones. We got crisscross chairs, so where you can sit crisscross in your chair. Hers is different from mine. It's more of a regular chair. Mine, I'll put a picture here, is a crisscross chair. It's like an ADHD chair. So once I put it together yesterday, so I had it all afternoon, I probably sat in it 5 different ways, because you can move the bottom part can move all the way around, so you don't have it. You can sit crisscross, you can sit backwards, you can flip the chair, the top part around so you're like resting against. So I was sitting that way for a while. Like, for me, I need to be able to move around a lot just because that's what my body wants to do. So it's not in pain. The regular office chairs just, they hurt. I hurt every day. So I'm very excited to see how this will work. I mean, I had it for 3 hours yesterday and I was fine. So I was enjoying. I was enjoying sitting there, even though I was working on auditing stuff, which when Beth gets back from her vacation, it's like, we're gonna have to sit down and really go through this because I'm not. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. But anyway, enough talk about all of that stuff. Let's talk about the yarny stuff, shall we? I think we shall. But first, I need a quick swig of Diet Coke. Well, it's getting toasty in here already. So, finished objects. I have 2 to show you. One you probably already know who I'm talking about because it's on the thumbnail. But I made Helen Keller. I love her so much. Yeah, I think she turned out so cute. So, this is the book that I got her pattern from. So it's More Crochet Iconic Women by Carla Matrani. This is her version. She always puts, so for those of you who don't know, Helen Keller was born normal, but had a really high fever, and when she came out of it, she was deaf and blind. And so her story has been made famous through the play, The Miracle Worker. Really good play. I'll put a link to the History Chicks podcast. They did an episode on Helen Keller, and they also did one on Annie Sullivan, her teacher. So I will put both down there for you if you want to listen. But Carla always puts quotes from the ladies in here. So 2 of the quotes from Helen are, "Although the world is full of suffering, it is full also of the overcoming of it." Which is, I don't know. The way those words were put together, just my brain was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Got it. And then the second quote, "The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart." Which I agree. So, here's Helen again. I will say, so like, I just wanted to change up the colors just a little bit. It does remind me of mint chocolate chip, which is my favorite ice cream. I tried to do the jogless join color changes here. Obviously, that did not work. So yeah, so she will just be standing in the back. I mean, not that you see the back of them anyway, because they're all in a cabinet. So, trying to think, how many ladies do I have left? 7? 7 ladies left. So, and when they're all done, I will be doing a big video on them, I promise. The other finished object, let me get my notes back up here so I can see. The other finished object that I have was living in this bag, made by me. Lost in Cyberspace. This was a bag that I tried to do like a divider in here, which really helped because these are the helical socks. So you're doing 2 colors at the same time and they're kind of wrapping around each other kind of thing. Loved it, had so much fun with that. Let's see. So the first color is This is On the Round yarn. I forget if it's a sock base or what the base was, but I'm pretty sure it's 75-25. The colorway is Purple Rain. It's mostly white with big chunks of purple in it. The second color, this is all I have left. This is from Aisling Yarns. It is again another sock base, so it's 75-25. This is the colorway Miss Marple, which is this dark purple with some lighter purples in it. When I ran out of that one, I ended up grabbing this yarn. This is leftovers from a sweater that I did. This is Cascade Heritage. I think it's just purple. This is the colorway. I'll have to look it up and put it on the screen. This is leftover from a sweater that I made. So I actually pulled this out to do the heels. So I'd make sure I'd have enough of both colors to go up the leg pretty far. And then when I ran out of this one, then I started using this one. They're kind of funky looking, but I mean, they're socks. They're gonna be on my feet. Nobody's really gonna be looking that hard at them. They have been washed and blocked, but the ends have not been woven in, so they're not finished yet. But look at these socks. Oh my gosh. So last time you saw, I was here, and so I went all the way up, did the heels. This is the Shadow Wrap heel. A tutorial by Denise from Earth Tones Girl. Will be linked down below. Also, she did the tutorial on how to do a helical sock, or helical knitting in general. Like, I was thinking about doing a cowl that way, so we'll see. But so here you can really see, like, I ran out of the Miss Marple pretty quickly after turning the heel. But here's where you can really see how the helical knitting looks. And then here, I got a lot further with this sock. And then I used the Cascade for the cuff. And I just did a really short cuff because I was tired of knitting and I wanted to be done with these. So it's not my normal, I usually do 10 rows. This is only 5. Yeah, I think it's 30 rows of the leg. Let's see. Oh, I got needles everywhere too. In my handy dandy notebook. Yeah, I did 30 rows of the leg and then 5 rows of the cuff. So, like I said, needles everywhere. Okay. So, my intent was to get rid of a lot of this yarn. I still have quite a bit of this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but anyway, that's that. Finished objects. So excited. Now, for make some progress, I was able to get rid of some things, and then I added another one. So we'll start with a crochet first. We'll start with this one. This has been on my hook the longest. This is just a basic, I can't say it's a basic mock stitch shawl anymore because I will show you here in a bit. Hold on a second. So I put all of the yarn bands in this little motions pouch so I could find them easy instead of digging through my project bag. Totally forgot to bring it down. Anyway, so living in this bag, I'm calling it my Beatrix Potter shawl because Beatrix Potter, when I think of her, I think of blue and green, mostly because of the rabbits that she made. Peter Rabbit is always in a blue coat. Yeah. Anyway, so the yarn that I'm using is, it's discontinued, so I won't be able to link this down below because she is no longer dyeing yarn, which makes me sad because I love Sarah's stuff. This is Superfine Yarn Co. On her Entice sock base, and this is the colorway Earth Angel. It looks like the earth. It reminds me of Beatrix Potter. I do have a couple other colors that I'm going to add to the border. I did not bring those down because I was just tired of them taking up space in my bag when I need room for a big shawl. So I started off with the moss stitch. I will put the link to the pattern that I used by Repeat Crafter Me. And then I was like, you know what? I really like granny stitch too, so I switched and I've added granny stitch to the end. Let me show you the right side. So last time I was here. So all this moss stitch is the first skein of this colorway. So now that I'm on the second ball, the second skein, I switched to granny stitch. So I did a row, so it's kind of like a combination. So it's a double crochet chain, instead of a single crochet chain, which is the moss stitch. I just kind of like made it a little bigger so you could definitely see the difference, and then started the granny with that. So not only is this like gonna really show off the yarn, it's a couple of stitches that I like to do. And I think I'm gonna take this with me to the baseball game. I think because I can just do granny stitch while watching the game. I don't really have to look. And I'm not sure about taking metal needles into the Chicago White Sox park. So I'm not sure if they'll let me like they would in Milwaukee. Yeah, so this is it. It's living in my Starry Night bag, which I love. My friend Nicole made this for me. I put a Superfine Yarn Co. pin on it, and then of course it's a cute little kitty with a granny stitch circle. Perfect. What's my other crochet project? Oh yes. Like I'm looking at my projects over here. Okay, so this living in my Mother's Day bag that I got from the church. Really like this bag. Highly recommend promotional, positive promotions. I will link them down below. I mean, you have to order several. If you think you're gonna sell them, they're great. They're a great bag. So yeah. In here is the canoe shawl, which I am also calling my wisdom teeth shawl. Because I started it when I was recovering, like the day I got my wisdom teeth pulled. Like I was still feeling the effects of the anesthesia and started working on this shawl. So the yarn that I'm using is scrap yarn, and honestly this is just a magic ball. So like when I ran out of the yarn, I tied a magic knot, started the next color. So I don't even know what the next color is going to be, but I really like that one. Ooh. Trying to remember what yarn this is and what I even used it for. Can't remember. Anyway, so because it's a magic knot, I can just cut the ends, but I haven't cut them yet. Okay, so last time you saw, I was here. I just finished the purple. So basically you start in the middle and you just go around in like an oval shape. Yeah. So I started with the purple because I had a lot of purples, and I was like, you know what, that's what I felt like crocheting when I was suffering. I do have stitch markers here at each corner, so I know, or at each end, so I know where to increase and whatnot. But I'm like, this is definitely a great stash buster, scrap buster shawl. She does say to change every row. I just keep going till I run out, honestly. Yeah, so this will also be cute for Advents, I think, because I think it's supposed to be 23 rows. I'm just going till I run out of yarn, honestly. I love this. I love this. So that one's a little too long to be taking to the baseball game, especially to have it on my lap when you're hot and sweaty. I don't think so. So, let me see my notes here. Okay, so now we're moving on to the knitting. Living in my Wonder Woman bag with Summer of Romance crochet along, or yeah, Summer of Romance crochet along badge on here. Although I have been trying to figure out how to connect it to this current year's Summer of Romance. This one is Close Proximity, right? I'm trying to think of a Bridgerton book or a Jane Austen book where it's close proximity, which it's not really a thing, and Regency romance. The yarn that I'm using is Leading Men Fiber Arts. It is on their Showstopper gradient, so there were 6 skeins. They were 20 grams each, so 92 yards. Fingering weight, so 75-25. The colorway is Moody Blue. And then I have also added, because I needed a third color, and I needed it to be really contrast. I don't even know what yarn this is. I found this in my stash. Part of me is wondering if it is left over from what's the Michael's Loops and Thread Wool Like yarn. I wonder if this is left over from that, because I made a sweater in that. I don't even know. I mean, it smells sheepy, but part of me is also thinking it's been in with in a bag with other wool stuff, so I don't know. But I am doing the Pacific Knit Regency Romance Doodle Pack. So I just picked a few colorwork designs, and I'm making a cowl. I'm calling it my Bridgerton cowl. I could also call it my Jane Austen cowl because Regency. And I am doing it inside out to help. Oh, yeah. Yarn management when you've got 3 colors and now it's like wrapped around. So anyway, I'll flip it inside out, or right side out. Oh, I'm just making it worse. Get this. Okay. So this bottom part was the darkest color of the blue, and then the third lightest color, and it's a floral border, which you can kind of see. The next one that I'm working on is a fan, because Regency and their fans. Yeah, I'm barely started on it, so I went to the next lightest blue, and then the 5th lightest blue, and then I have the navy in there as well. I'm also working on practicing my ladder back jacquards with this as well. Managing those once I have 3 colors has been difficult, but I finally just sat down and I looked at my pattern and I was like, okay, I need to have a ladder here and here and here in this color, and I need one in here and here and here in this color. So like, I think I'm gonna figure it out. I think I'll be okay. But yeah, that one I was excited to get to the next color, but there have been other things that I've been wanting to do more, and I'll get to that here in a second. Oh, my other color, my other knit project are my socks that are living in my dinosaur bag. And I have a Wonder Woman badge on here for some reason. So the yarns that I'm using for this one, let me pull them out here. Yep. Okay. So this one does not have a ball band. This is Valley Yarns Huntington in the colorway red. Real easy. And then this one is Ba Yarns, so Brenda and Heather yarns. This is a mini on their Socrates base. Socrates. And when I saw this, I was like, ooh, this is a great Christmas green. And then I saw the name and I was like, yes, because it is Kentucky Bluegrass. I was like, I need this color. So these two are my heels, toes, and cuffs. And some random stripes throughout. The main color, so in my skein coat. Love this color. It's dyed by me because the yarn that I got was Knit Picks Muse. It's a fingering weight. 75/25. It was a bear yarn, so I could dye it myself. And I dyed it to match my bag. So yeah, so these cute little Christmas dinosaurs in the yarn. And so here are my socks. I was working on these last night, and I am 30 rows away from the heel. So while I doubt I could get through 30 rows at a baseball game, I just didn't want to have to deal with yarn management and a heel and all of that. So but here are my socks so far. So last time you saw, I was here where my cute little hot cocoa progress keeper is. So this is marking every 20 rows. I have another one here. So yeah, I am 30 rows from the heel. Yeah, not much else to say. So I took these to the baseball game we went to in Milwaukee. So I worked from the green all the way to this red stripe at the baseball game. That wasn't even 20 rows, but anyway. So those are my knitting makes in progress. Now, I promised my new thing. So cross stitch. It's not something that I've always wanted to do, but when I watch Allie from Little Drops of Wonderful, she did some really cute ones. Like, I was like, those are so cute. I want to learn how to do that. And then because Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet, she had elbow surgery, so she wasn't able to knit or crochet for 6 weeks. So she started cross stitching. And I was like, yeah, I think I want to try. So I was like, you know what? Doesn't mean I have to always do it, but it's something I could do. And so I was looking on Etsy for cross stitch for beginners, and there's a couple that I liked. But I was like, so I went to a couple stores like Walmart, Michael's, other craft stores, just to see what they had. I found one at Michael's that I was like, oh, I like that one. I can work on that one. I won't have a problem with this one. So it's their Loops and Thread cross stitch kit. And it is a little coffee cup. And I was like, that's really cute. I like that. Now, I'm not a fan of red. I mean, it's not a big deal. But my favorite color is purple. So I bought a couple more I was like trying to look at what they had in at the colors they had, and I was like, I think there's 3 colors of red, you know, to give it the depth. So I was like, okay, so I'll get 3 colors of purple. And so purchased those, came home, and then I was like, oh, I should look at what I have, because I have some embroidery floss already. And I already had 2 things of that same, of the darkest purple. I already had 2 of them. I didn't need to buy another one, but I did. So yeah, so I do have some colors already. Can I tell you what number some of these are? Like, if as long as they still have the band on them, yeah. But the ones that are already wrapped around things, no clue. So anyway, I started working on the cross stitch, and I'm enjoying it a lot so far. But working on it in the evening as it's getting darker is getting harder for me. But here's where I am so far. So I have finished the cup, although this right here and this is another color. It's really hard to tell the difference, even in good lighting. But you can definitely tell the darker purple here. So yeah, I just need to do the coffee and then the outlines. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this. So that is where I am for Makes in Progress. Now, projects that I'm going to be starting soon. Let me clean some of this up here. Since I finished Helen, I need to start another lady, because my goal is to finish this book by the end of the year. So the next lady, her birthday is coming up, so I figured I need to work on her. Diana, Princess of Wales. Like, oh my gosh. When I saw that she was in this book, I was like, I need this book so bad. If you knew me as a kid, you knew how much I loved her. And when she passed away, like, I was in high school, I just remember being devastated. Like, what in the world? I was so sad and just heartbroken. I loved her. When we were traveling from the US to Africa, we stopped in England and I got a paper doll of her. Like, it had her wedding dress and all this stuff. Of course, this was very early in their marriage when that happened. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm very excited to be crocheting Princess Diana. Some other cross stitch projects that I want to start soon, but I still need to get the supplies for that. I found these, I was like, okay, these are pretty simple. The one is not, but most of these are pretty simple. And I was like, I will cross stitch these and have these up at my desk at work. I'm the database coordinator for a nonprofit. I keep track of all of our donors and keep track of the money that comes in. So I needed this one that says, ooh, this calls for a spreadsheet. Yeah, this one, show me the data. And oh yeah, I say this one. I don't say this, but I think this quite a lot, and I've got a spreadsheet for that. And then this one I will definitely have at my desk. This one's a bit more complicated, so it's gonna be a while before I have it. This is something that we say to the VPs a lot. Did you document it? Especially for auditing purposes, we need to make sure everything's documented. Okay? So I'm looking forward to working on those. So yeah. And then gotta show you my new yarn, right? Okay, quick drink though. So let's see, what order do I want to go in? Well, here, I'll just show you. So while I was at Michael's, looking at cross stitch, I found this. I thought it was cross stitch, but it's actually needlepoint, which my best friend and I used to do when we were in middle school. I mean, we were pretty young when we were doing this. So we're talking 30 years ago. And this is a best friend that passed away a couple of years ago. So this will bring me, like, you know, like make me think of her as well. But it's very intense. I don't know how soon I will get started on this, but look at that. It's a Starry Night needlepoint. So yeah, I think I'm gonna work on my cross stitch for a bit before I get to that. That one should be pretty easy. Needlepoint I know how to do. Keeping track of all those colors is gonna be difficult, but we'll get through it. But because I'm cross stitching now, I needed a few things. So I ordered, look at this cute little bag. So I ordered some needle minders from a couple places on Etsy. Sorry for the crinkling. This one I opened yesterday. I got it yesterday and opened it. Not that they need to send me extra things, but it's fun. So I also got a sticker that said good vibes, a cute little bookmark. So this is, what's the name of her business? Tanya's Sewing Room. So she's beyond grateful. And then she wrote on here as well that she sent an extra needle minder to make the shipping worth it, because I just ordered the one. So this is the one I ordered, and then she sent me this one. So these are just magnets, and then you can just put your needle as you're cross stitching. If you're done, just stick it there and it'll stay. So I definitely need that. Because I was just kind of sticking it in the fabric, which is not what you're supposed to do. But so aren't those cute? I love those. And then this one just came in the mail today. I have opened it, but I have not looked at it. So we're going to look at it together. We're going to unbox together. So, then this nice little, what's the name of this? Gossamer? No, mesh. It's a mesh bag is what it is. This is the Lady K Designs on Etsy. Many thanks. There's, before I show you the needle minder, there's a little card that says for Lori, little envelope, cute. Hello Lori, thank you for supporting my small business. Happy summer, the Lady K. And so this is her logo. So it's a little vinyl sticker. And then look at this kitty. So cute. Now, for the needle minder. So I love this one. It's a little big for my little one, but can you see that? Here, let me take it off the card. It's Jane Austen's box. I'm so excited for this. And then the back of so the magnet, but then she has a button on it, so it's a little easier to pick up, I think. Whoop, that's a strong magnet. So I will be linking both of these shops down below so you can see, as well as the cross stitch pattern one. Oh gosh, so excited. Woo! Magnets everywhere. Okay, now for the yarn. So Knit Picks had their summer sale. And I mean, they had a sale. Like, you could get, I think the Knit Picks Felici was $2 a skein. And then they had a bunch of their bear yarn. It's like undyed yarn. It's still sheep wool. They had a bunch of that on sale as well. And so for $4 a skein, I got a sweater's quantity of yarn and 2 skeins of Felici. It was like, with shipping, it was like $30. Sweater's quantity of yarn plus some sock yarn. I was like, I can't pass this up. So, first, the Felici. So, Knit Picks Felici is a sock, self-striping sock, colorway base. Yeah. So it's sock base, 75-25, superwash merino nylon blend. It is 50 grams, so they will make shorty socks for sure, which I rarely make long socks anyway. So it'll be fine. This is the first color that I had picked. I just think it's so cute. It is the colorway SWAK, SWAK, so sealed with a kiss. For those of you who didn't write letters, you probably don't know what that means. And then this one, I don't know why this one spoke to me, but it did. These are not in my normal colors, but this is the colorway Board Shorts. And I thought that was so cute. Those will be fun socks to have as well. And then I stuffed this bag full of all of the sweater's quantity of yarn that I bought for the sweater. I'm wanting to make the flax sweater by Tin Can Knits. Oh my gosh. It's a worsted weight sweater. I have some worsted weight that my cousin sent to me. And so this is what I was thinking. I was going to start with the bear color yarn, and then at the bottom have the fun color. So, I mean, it's just bear yarn. But this is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, worsted, and it is just 100% Peruvian Highland wool, and it's just bear. Actually, I ordered more than what I need, because if I have some left over, I will dye it. I will dye it the color, and do something else. So yeah, so right now it is stuffed in, whoops, yeah, the zipper one is not the best for. So this is in a bag made by me. It's just a cute little feather bag. And then, of course, Persuasion. Persuasion. Which I actually just re-listened to that the other day, or a couple weeks ago. Still love it so much. Okay, and then at the yarn shop that I went to with my parents, I'm still looking for a few more skeins of DK for a certain project. So, I mean, this one is actually a sport. Oh, it says DK Sport. It'll be fine. It is Malabrigo Arroyo. It is 100% superwash merino. Excuse me. In the colorway Lavandada. Sorry, that was not right. Lavanda. Holy moly. So yeah, it's this lovely dark purple. Once I get all the colors that I need, I will show you the project that I'm going to make, and what they will all look like together. And then this one just jumped into my hands. I needed to get this one. It is Dream in Color yarn on her smooshy cashmere base. So that is 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon, and the colorway is mixtape. Like, oh, look at these neons. Actually, I think I have a fingernail polish color this one. And I think my pink might match that. But yeah. I love these colors so much. Yeah. So, these will probably just be socks, but you know. I am looking forward to working up with these because how much blue there is, and then the little pops of the color will be great. So, that is everything. Let me make sure. Yep. So with that, I'm going to go. I'm going to turn the air conditioner back on. And I will see you in a couple weeks. God bless. Bye.